just from I'm 32.
Okay. Go ahead.
So my question is, if the married couple, if they're very religious and they're prioritizing their health, um, can they have a happy, healthy marriage?
Again, prioritizing their if the couple is religious, what does the religion have to do with it? Because it's a vague question, man. What you're saying is
Um,
if a couple is religious, all right. If a
well, I've
couple,
been listening to a lot of relationship coaches,
okay,
and I
uh-huh.
really value your advice. And you don't really touch on religion, but
Oh,
what
I
I've
touch
been
on
watching
religion,
and
just not
learning
every
from,
night.
yeah, what I've been learning from some relationship coaches and just from some people who are married, whom I wouldn't like to model their marriages, but superficially, when I'm hearing these
Are,
relationship coaches talk about religion, and they really emphasize how religion
ma'am,
is important.
okay, okay. Are you a religious person?
I wouldn't call myself a religious person. I would say more spiritual.
All right. So questions about vague, nebulous ideas don't help individuals. If it doesn't have any import in your life, why ask it?
True.
So you asked me a question that,
I don't think it's necessarily wrong to ask because
all right, ma'am. All,
sometimes
all
you
right,
may
ma'am. All
feel
right, all
that,
right. But here's the problem. Here's also one problem. You're divorced, right?
yes,
Any children?
yes.
Why are you so hesitant to answer?
Now I'm just making sure I'm answering your questions properly.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'2".
Mm-hmm. All right, ma'am. Well, I don't know how to answer your question, and I don't really think you're being completely truthful with me. So I don't know what you want.
Truthful
Yeah,
about.
I don't really know what you want. I
Okay.
mean, you're basically asking me, can if a couple prioritizes God and their health, can they have it all? Shit, I don't know. Yeah, until you have a car wreck, I don't know. What does that have to do with anything?
Okay.
And the problem is, none of you ladies going to be able to have
I see
anything.
a lot of married couples. I see a lot of married couples really are big on
Why?
religion.
Why are you not with your husband?
Oh, there's lots of reasons.
Okay,
Lots of reasons.
who divorced who?
Um,
Did you divorce him or did he divorce you?
I divorced.
Why?
We had domestic issues.
All right, um, ma'am. Let me try to put this as succinctly as possible. I don't think you know what you want. The times I've talked to you, you seem to have problems framing your thoughts. So if you can't communicate what you want, or if you don't know what you want, you damn sure ain't gonna be able to get it. So watching all of these relationship this and is gonna confuse you even more. So I say a lot of you ladies need counseling and to get your head together to stop getting you got too much information. Towards what end? Just don't get it, man. I don't get it. Go ahead and unmute yourself. Do 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 do. Yes. What's your first name?
Hi, Nancy.
What do you got for me?
So what advice would you give to young women that are just now starting to date?
Uh, what advice would I give young women that are starting to date?
Yes.
Or are you a young woman starting to date?
Yes.
How old are you?
19.
19.
Um, well, are you actively dating?
Yes, I'm in my like real first relationship. We've been together for 9 months.
Are you guys sexually active?
No.
Are you a virgin?
Yes.
For religious reasons?
Both religious and just, just me seeing other people's mistakes and just kind of shying away from that.
Okay. Do you want to get married?
Yes.
Are you trying to wait till you're married to have sex?
Yes.
How old is the guy you're dating?
22. He's okay with it. We've already talked about it.
Yeah, that's fine. He's okay with it.
Uh-huh.
Do you want children?
Yes.
How many?
About 3 or 4.
All right. And do you want to have to work to pay significant bills after you're pregnant with your child?
No.
Then you can't be dating a 22-year-old guy.
So older?
Ma'am, what state do you live in?
I'm in the South, Arkansas.
All right. But if you want to have 4 children, how much money does it cost to have a stay-at-home wife? With one, two,
Honestly, that's
three,
why I'm
four
asking
kids.
you.
I'm
I don't
telling
even
you,
know.
that's the thing. You don't
Uh-huh.
know, but you need to find out. I will
Okay.
say to have a middle class lifestyle
Hmm.
to where you can have a home in a nice suburb that's fed into a nice public school.
Hmm.
You're talking about with 4 children. You're talking around a man making in Arkansas around $325,000 a year for
Hmm.
you not working. And that's
Yeah,
why I
that's true.
asked, listen, that's why I asked about your boyfriend and his age. Because
Hmm.
at 19 and 22, he's
Hmm.
broke.
Mm.
He has no skills. So he is a
Hmm.
minimum wage earner at best, unless he comes out of college and has some sort of degree or he has some sort of trade or something. But
Hmm.
even at that, he's at the lowest of his earning potential. Men
Hmm.
do not hit the kind of income you're talking about until they are
Hmm.
like 40 years old.
Hmm.
40 is where men are
You want to
earning
give
that
us a.
kind of money.
Hmm.
And this is why so many young couples end up having an issue. The number one reason
Hmm.
people break up is over money. And if you ended up, let's just play this forward. Let's say not you. Let's say a young
Hmm.
woman and a young man get married and she wants to save herself till her wedding night. You guys get
Uh-huh.
married young.
Uh-huh.
You have a child or two. And by
Uh-huh.
25, you realize that this guy is earning $20 an hour. That's what the average black man in this country makes, $40,000 a year. That's not
Hmm.
enough to have a stay-at-home
Yes.
wife of 2 kids. That means you're going to have to get out
Right.
and go work. And then that's going to mean you're going to inject that into your marriage. I saved myself. I was a virgin. So I'm like,
Hmm.
you guys, you ladies have to understand what's important. If you want to be a stay-at-home
Hmm.
wife, you need to marry a man or be dating men who want to get married and can afford a stay-at-home wife.
Okay. So that does that mean I have to reach older men
Well,
or
tell me how younger men can make that kind of money.
selling drugs, making music? I mean, that's all it is around here, pretty much. And they not making that type of money. So I don't date guys my age.
Excuse me?
I don't date men my age. So I'm just saying, do I need to go even older?
You mean you don't date guys your age? You just said your boyfriend is 22.
I'm, I'm 19 though. It's not the same. It's different. Trust me. Mm,
Young lady,
yes.
were you raised with your father?
No.
Okay, then I need you to pay close attention to what I'm about to say. It is very much the same thing, 19 and 22, when I'm coming from a 51-year-old. You don't know what's going on in life right now. No dad. Does your mother have any other children?
Yes.
All from the same father?
Yes.
Well, then, first things first, you need to understand what it takes. 72% of all mothers in this country have to work. In this country, it takes two incomes to live a middle class life. On my channel, I talk a lot about high value this and that, but that's only 10% of the men. And I will tell you, in Arkansas, it's one of the poorest states in the union. Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, at the bottom of education, income, and all the important all the really important stats for men, black men in particular. So you're being in one of the poorest states in the union. You want a man who's earning what top 5% of men earn in his 20s. No. So no. Another example of how you ladies cannot have it all because it's unrealistic. Why don't you want to work?
I want to stay at home and I want to be able to cook and clean and raise the children myself. I don't believe in other people watching my children.
Okay, I understand what you don't believe in. What did your mother have to do?
Whatever she could, pretty much, find
Well, I
somebody
have
to watch
news
it.
for you, ma'am. That's what most people have to. You say you don't believe in it. Great. But you don't have the money to do anything any different. Are you in college?
Yes.
Going to school for what?
Dental hygiene.
So you're not in a 4-year school, right?
Yes.
Are you or not? Are you in university or are you in 2-year school?
I'm actually doing community, but I'm transferring soon.
So I need you to listen. Again, I don't know why so many of you young black women have this fanciful notion of I don't want to work because I don't want anybody else raising my kids when 72 out of 100 women in this country have to have somebody else taking care of their kids because they got to work. Would you have a child without a husband?
No.
Well, there you go, man. I mean, again, you ladies want it all. I want a man in my age range, in my attraction level, my income level, so I can have to work. Okay, why don't you go ahead and get ranch dressing on it too? I mean, it's all since you're gonna have a fantasy.
Yeah, I'm just trying to be as real. Well,
It's
no, I'm not.
realistic.
I'm
I
young.
get
I don't
it,
know everything.
but realistic is you're in a
Hmm.
poor state. Do you
Right.
does race of your mate matter?
It's starting not to, but it did before.
But understand something. In a broke state, it don't matter. Ain't nobody that got no money. That's really what is determining a lot of this stuff. You live in Arkansas. I'm from Oklahoma. Trust me. I know what it's like to be in a broke state.
Hmm.
It's not like black men are the only ones that don't have any money. The average white guy is only making $50,000. What I need you to hear is, ma'am, you're going to work. And you need to get your mind around the fact that you're going to work and you better get happy with it. Because
Yeah, I don't mind working. I'm just thinking like maybe I need to be at home and watch my children.
how long though?
Maybe the first 2, 3 years.
And you want how many children? 4?
Just 3 or 4.
So that's 10 years off work. You get married at 24 years old. You get pregnant at 25. You had a kid at 26. You're off. Then you get pregnant with another kid at 12 months later. You're going to be having kids 1, 2, 3, 4 until you're roughly 29. And the last child will be born at 29. And when he's out, how old? 4 or 5 years old?
Mm-hmm.
So the last kid you'll have 4 or 5 years old at 29 will be 34 years old. So that will mean from age 25 to 34, you're off work. Meaning that means that somebody has to make that money. See, you guys aren't doing the math. And I'll ask you, honestly, what makes you so special to where 7 out of 10 women in your state get pregnant, have to work up until the 8th month or the 9th month. They go into the local hospital. They don't get the fancy women's center. They go into the local hospital, deliver the baby, and they're discharged in a day or so. And they get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 weeks off for FMLA. And then they got to go back to work. That's what 7 out of 10 women in every state in this union have to do.
I'm not saying I'm special or anything. I think I don't need a lot. I don't want a lot. I'm just pretty standard.
No, you're not, ma'am, because standard women, okay, if I say 72% of mothers in this country have to work full or part-time, you don't want to be one of those. So that does mean you think that you're special because you don't want to be one of those. Okay, if that's what you want, then you need to make sure you pick a man, or you need to make sure that you are dating men who make the kind of money that can afford to have a wife that doesn't work for 10 years. And that ain't a 22-year-old. Math is a stubborn.
And Arkansas too.
Math is a stubborn thing. And see, the thing is, the men that make that kind of money, are you what they want? Men is making $300,000 a year. Are you what they want?
No.
What?
I said no.
Mm-hmm. Well, you don't know, or you said no?
I said no.
Well, then if you're not what they want, how do you expect to get it?
I mean, I'm just trying to be as well. I'm trying to understand everything now while I'm young, so I can know in the future.
What do you mean try to understand everything? Okay, it's not about understanding, it's accepting.
Mm-hmm.
Accepting the fact that your mother was not married to your father. You were a product of a single parent household, and like me, like most of us, we were oops babies. We weren't planned for. Your mother had to do the best she could to get you where you got, but that is not a stable position. You didn't have college fund paid for or any of this other kind of stuff. So you have to do so you're in school. You have to take out loans to do that, right?
Right.
So you're already in debt as a 19-year-old. And then that means you're going to go into debt to get an average job, a dental hygienist, not a brain surgeon or a rocket scientist. That's average. Right. Okay? Average. And if you don't want to listen.
I know I'm pretty like average. Okay.
You don't what?
I said, yeah, that's what I was saying. I know I'm like pretty average.
But it's not average to not, but what's not average is not expecting to work. That's the part that's not average.
I mean, I do, but I'm talking about the, raising the children part. And
damn it. Were you not, okay. 2 + 2 is 4. If you have a child with your husband at 25 years old, you expect to not have to work until that child is 4 or 5. Because you want to stay at home with that kid, right?
Right.
Then who is going to pay the bills for you? Who? Your husband has to make up for your lost income.
Yes, I know.
Now, let's do it this way. You make $40,000 a year as a dental tech. Your husband's making $50,000 a year as a factory worker.
Okay.
$90,000. You're gonna have a car. He's gonna have a car. You guys get a starter home, but you're still living middle class. You get pregnant. First child. Will you guys be living on his salary alone when you're married?
Yes.
Okay, so you mean to tell me your $40,000 is going to go to savings? You're going to live at a $50,000 salary.
Yes.
Okay, but even at that, ma'am, it's still not going to work. 3 people at $50,000. 4 people at $50,000. Ma'am, you're going to work. Just get your mind around it. You're going to work. You're going to work. You're going to work. Accept it. Make peace. Whatever God you need to. You're going to work. There ain't gonna be no. I'm staying at home 3-4 years with my kids. That's a fantasy that a lot of black women want, but only about 10-15% of women get that. You don't get it. You don't get it.
I'm starting to get it now. I get what you're saying now.
But the thing is, you'll end up being in a better position when that's your mindset and you already understand what you need to get. So when you get in a relationship, in a marriage, you won't be disappointed. You won't be frustrated when you're wanting to go somewhere and your husband is like, no, we need to save this. Because the problem is divorce in this country, the 51% divorce rate we have in this country, the reason is you ladies are walking away from your families. You ladies are breaking up relationships. It is you that are filing divorce 8 out of 10 times. And the number one reason women file for divorce is money. Then they cite irreconcilable differences. Then you end up having an ex-husband who ends up becoming a part-time weekend dad and a broken family. All because you couldn't meet this unrealistic expectation that you never should have had.
Right. And that's why I had asked you for advice, because you're like pretty upfront and realistic about everything. And as a young person, I just don't know everything.
I get it. But the thing I'm trying to get you to understand is don't have any babies out of wedlock. Number one. Number two, if you really are, you're going to honestly have to date older men if you want to have any shot at being able to be a stay-at-home anything, because younger men don't make that kind of money.
Right.
All right. Thank you. Last call. I'm getting up out of here. Hello.
Hi.
What do you got for me?
How are you?
I'm good.
Very nice meeting you. I just wanted to comment on the caller you had before, who was a commercial pilot. A student. I am actually a commercial pilot.
Okay. Go ahead.
And married for 17 years, 22 together. And what I wanted to add to this was that what she's going through was what I went through in my early career days.
Okay.
And what happened is that there's so much pivoting that needs to happen while you're establishing your career. And I think the main goal is to know what you want. And a lot of things that you talk about in your show, I admire your show. I've been watching it for the past couple of weeks. And a lot of things that you say are very spiritual, but real. Your delivery, your delivery encompasses like a lot of things that some people may not want to accept, but the bottom line is the truth and reality is reality. And I also had to sort of like understand my role and not necessarily choose, but like you said, you really can't have it all. And I've worked with other women in the aviation field who are pilots who had to, in a way, sacrifice, because ultimately when I was approaching my 30s, it's almost like that ego career accomplishment was dwindling. And I'm so happy that I was able to
see, and I want to change. I just want to change one word. Okay. You didn't have to sacrifice, you had to compromise.
Compromise, yes.
Sacrifice is it comes with resentment. Compromise is a logical choice.
But here's what was so funny, and this is what I did, which I didn't realize. I was suppressing my feminine side so much that by the time I allowed myself to fully embrace my role as a wife, then I became a mother. I didn't realize how much I liked it. It was almost like I just walked into no. I literally, listen to me. I waltzed into the role. I didn't even know I had it in me.
I know. I mean, I laugh because my mother is a strong woman, and the woman she is after marriage at 53 years old, I was like, I don't know who this woman is. This is not the woman that raised me.
No, you don't know. You don't know what is within you until you give it a chance, because I was flying, driving to New Jersey from Maryland, 2 hours flying, coming back. I was also I was an aircraft dispatcher. I went civilian. I didn't do military.
Okay, and she was civil, I think.
Yeah, the lady that called a while ago, she was civil. I'm also civil. I'm not military. But to be honest with you, my first mentor, when I became an aircraft dispatcher at like one of the youngest ages that you could become, 23, he said to me in my first job interview, my instructor hired me. The guy who gave me the exam hired me, and he said, "You're too much of a lady for this industry."
Oh, wow.
So I basically stripped my femininity so I could fit in, and then it catches up to you.
Right. And what you said, there comes a point in every driven person's career where it's diminishing returns. It's like, all right, I've got as much as
no. I pivot quick, because I also married sort of like my high school sweetheart. We knew each other from we were 17. Went to college, reunited in the US because I'm from Haiti, but I went to school in Jamaica. And long story short, by the time we bought a house and I basically walked into the role, I was decorating, doing everything. Like he was surprised. He was just like, to be honest with you, you should have gotten a bigger ring, because I think I got more than I bargained for. So,
and see, that's what I need women to hear, that by suppressing your femininity, you cut off a part of yourself that arguably you didn't know what existed, so you can't even negotiate with it.
Exactly. And when I went to therapy, I didn't even know I was in therapy when I went to go see this lady, and she was like, "You're very feminine." I was like, "No." She's like, and when she started to basically repeat my life story, I realized, oh my gosh, I actually do like these things. And funny enough, I have two, and it's funny the way life happens. I have two young daughters, and now I have the gifts to help them to naturally fall into these roles without trial and error. Luckily for me, I didn't end up in divorce, because as I was going through my life, I was pivoting. I was talking to myself, what do you want? This is happening. Well, other pilots, a lot of there are not many Black female pilots. I knew another Black female pilot that was miserable. She was miserable. She was caught in that, I like what I do, but I really want a guy. And it was just a mess, while I had this long-term relationship, which we were both in school. He's a radiologist, so we're both sort of like doing our own thing, but we wanted to be mature enough to, get a place and buy the house. So I did the whole, like, we grew together, but I'm always changing. He's always changing, to the point where he's like, you're changing, I got to catch up with you so we can both grow together.
Well, it sounds like you guys made a pragmatic decision.
Everything is really pragmatic, but we're also very realistic and honest in what but the main thing I would say is know what you want in life. My mother always told me that. I was raised by a mother who taught me all the skills that you talk here online. A lot of skills, the cooking skills. It's challenging for us women because we have to sort of like juggle both roles, because even though I hate to admit it, we are the helpers, we are the supporters of the man. I just read this book, The Silent Warrior.
But there's strength in that. The hand that rocks the cradle is the hand that rules the world. Is it more important to be the man who sits in the throne or the person who has the ear of the king? There is a reason the queen is the biggest piece on the chessboard.
Yes. And so I don't like to agree with you all the time. That's my past aviation, because it's still there. But I'm challenging it in a way that is, but women out there, your career can really destroy that soft side of you, because it did a little bit of me.
Well, what I would say is the next path on this channel is to talk about how to increase your value for men and to increase your value for women. So I'm glad you called in, because this is a nice bookend to all of the other side of it. Because I think when there's no hope or doesn't seem like anything can be fixed, people just resign themselves. So I hope you stay around the platform and the panel, and maybe you and the caller can connect in the comment section, because it sounds like you guys belong to a very specialized group of...
No, we're special. Black women aviation, we're special. We go through a lot. I was pretty naive when I got into it, and that part of me is satisfied.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm looking to different adventures in my life. But then again, I think one of the things you said that I really admire, and trust me, you're doing something big here. Trust me, I'm so passionate about this. You're doing something big. Please continue what you're doing, because we need this in the community. And I also believe that one of the things you always talk about white women, where they're fierce, they get their bottom line like covered before they go into different adventures.
Yes, as you should.
It's like they get their bottom line covered, so now I can go and do this, now I can go and do that, because they start early. I'm telling you, they do. I mean, I got married at 27.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I waited a long time to have children.
Well,
when I say a long time, meaning like a couple of years. I didn't, because I wanted to make sure that I was spiritually and mentally, and I got all that crap, all that stuff you grow up with, and you believe, and you had to change your beliefs around. The single mother, even though my mother got married after I was I really had to change. And I identify with you with the single mother, because my mother almost wanted me to sort of like, you don't need a man. You should always like protect your mother.
You dodged a lot of bullets.
I was like, no, I don't think so. I reunited with my siblings from my father's side who deceased. Listen, I just broke up. But of course, I'm kind of like the black sheep of the family. I go against all the rules.
Yeah. I appreciate you calling in, sis. I'm going to shut the show down, but thank you for calling in. That's a good booking call to end the broadcast. Have a good one.
And guys, that brings us to the end of today's video. Thanks for watching. More respect on the legend Kevin Samuels. This guy was fantastic with his content, and he tried to give women game in which they resisted. Let's be honest, whatever he talked about, especially speaking with the 19-year-old lady, you just realize what time it is speaking with her. Now, if you are someone that enjoyed this type of content, make sure you check in the original channel of Kevin Samuels on YouTube. It's Kevin Samuels. Make sure you give it a support to help keep this channel alive, because like it or not, we are doing our best that we can, but without your support on the content, I think it's just not going to go nowhere. But I think that's going to help the channel more. So let's talk about these three women that came into the conversation. One was about religion, and one was about, she's 90 years old and she don't want to work, right? And the last lady being a pilot and also being feminine, and she's enjoying it. I think let's take the pilot first. I think one thing this lady just said in the video that is so refreshing is getting in touch with your femininity, right? In our community, a lady like that will be called weak, pick me, and all these sort of names that are just not meant to be given to women. And it's always women that is just hating on these women. It is hate. When you see a lady going after a lady, telling her she's a pick-me, and all this sort of names, just know that she's a hater. Because what is wrong with you giving someone what he wants and getting what you want in return? Because the conversation tend to circle around, we want to get married. So if you are doing something to get the result that you're looking for, how is that a pick-me? Those that call themselves independent, boss babe, all these things, those are not pick-me's. And those are the ones that are leading you guys into this misery that you are in without knowing. And now black women have to to pretend and have some image online, right? Than just being themselves. We have black women that are really feminine, in touch with their femininity, but going on cameras, you cannot, display that they will come after you. The sisterhood is going to come after you. Why are you displaying women being weak? Femininity is not weakness. Not at all. I would even say it's even power, it's strength. You guys don't know how impactful a feminine woman is on her man. When you are with this feminine lady, you are always trying to do everything in your power to just be able to get her almost everything that you just can, that is within your strength to get for her. And I think that is what black women need to be focusing on. Instead of championing, strong, independent, and even single motherhood, they celebrate these crappy things. It's just sad, man. This lady is in a career, and society is brainwashing, not women in general. I'm going to always be focusing on our women. Society keep on, manipulating women, brainwashing women into believing that when they stay in their masculinity and act like men, it's really something that makes them more powerful in the world. Fine, it might make you powerful in the world, but are you powerful in the eyes of a man? The answer is no. This equality and all these shit that they fight to put is hatred towards women. I'm telling you. Tell me a world whereby if I'm moving on the roadside or by the roadside and I see someone whooping a female, just like two men fighting, I can decide to jump in or decide to just stay on my lane. So if I'm walking by the roadside and I see a female being whooped by a man and I'm walking past it, tell me what is more dangerous than that. We are not the same. We are not equal. We are very different. God did not build us to be the same. God built us to be different and to, complement each other. Let me just put it that way. So always trying to neglect your femininity is stupid. I'm just gonna keep it all style. Now talking about the 19-year-old lady that came in talking about she don't want to work, right? That's her standards. To be with her, that is the level that you need to be operating to be with her. I did not see how she looked like because it is just off camera. So I don't know how she looked like, and she don't still understand certain things. 19 and 22 are pretty much the same. Even 19 and 25 is still, I'll consider it the same because it's just not going to work out. Before you get to 25, he's already around 31, and at 31, most black men are not still ready to get married. So I think if you're a lady that is looking for resources, you have to consider the age gap really big. You have to see it being big on you. And people might say Kevin Samuels was being harsh towards this lady, and the reality is he wasn't being harsh. I think he's trying to set this lady up for success. And the thing most people don't understand is this. After this conversation, is this lady is going to use this things that Kevin Samuels just spoke about in this video. I think she's going to win. She's going to more than likely get the kind of man that she's really looking for to sit at home. But women don't know these things, and that is why they end up, getting caught up with certain bullshit, fuck guys, and all these things. If he is telling you you are not special, you are more than likely going to work, and giving you stats that says that 70% of moms are working, what tends to happen is when you come across a guy that can give you a lifestyle that you don't need to work, then you are going to treat that guy so special to the point that that guy, even if you are not 9, 10, 8, whatever the case is, and you are 5, 6, he was like, wow, this lady is so impactful in my life, and he's never going to leave you. He's not going to put you in the category of a side chick. So in as much as people will say, he was being harsh on this girl, I think he was being 100% honest with her and trying to put her on game. Because like it or not, one thing black women are good at doing is getting a high value man, and one thing they don't know how to do is, keeping him. And that right there was a code of, trying to make sure that you'll be able to keep the high value guy that you'll be able to attract going forward. Because oftentimes these women, they will search for these type of men, and when they finally get them, they will forget how rare these people are, and they'll start to misbehave, and knowing lastly they will be in the side chick category, and that is not what Kevin Samuels wants for black men, and that is why he kept it all G with her like that. And I think Kevin Samuels is the harsh uncle that every black woman needs in her life. Guys, if you enjoy the content, like I always tell you, make sure you check in the Kevin Samuels original channel on YouTube. Support the channel. Let's keep the channel going. Let's keep his name alive. Let's keep his legacy alive. Catch you in the next episode, and let me know what you think in the comment section. I'm out, and peace, guys.